Kilo 5 Overlanders, in collaboration with Overland Bound members, in sponsorship with Whitesand Maps, Get the App, Get the Map, proudly presents Death Valley.
Tomorrow morning we wake up, ideally it won't be as cold and windy. It will be cold and windy, but we can get up and get moving and then get through racetrack, which this evening we're going to be camping at the Home Stakes Dry Camp. So when we get up to Lippincott, we can walk up to Lippincott Mines. You can kind of walk around them. You can't really go into them, but there's a lot of really pretty rocks and areas. If some of the group wants to drive to racetrack, you can drive from there. There's great night photography. But we need to, Home Stake Dry Camp is first come, first serve. So we need to get at least a couple vehicles in there to designate some spots and set up chairs so we can talk about that as we get a little closer. Just be aware for kids and yourselves. So like Chloride City, Lippincott Mine, some of the different areas and places that we're going, there are mines, like even Cerro Gordo, there are mines everywhere, and there are mine shafts that some of them they have covered with grates, but some of them are not. So just especially watch the kids. There are snakes, there are scorpions. It's kind of cold for snakes right now, but just be aware, if you're on the ground tent like myself, make sure you zip it up, but they are out. Scorpions around here are not necessarily venomous, but they hurt like hell, so just watch out for that. Fuel, food, everybody's gassed up. Okay, so it's going to be about 400 miles we're going in from here. Otherwise, there's no services, no restrooms, very much like Alabama Hills. So just kind of coordinate accordingly. There is a restroom at Home Stake Dry Camp this afternoon, but if you look at the wall plaque in there, it was last cleaned in 1996. So it's been there a while. There is some groups that come out and clean it, but if you're adventurous, it will work. If you got to go, it will work. One other thing I wanted to talk about is when driving on Saline Valley Road, Racetrack Road, Lippincott Mine Road, it is essential that you guys really pay attention because, you know, drivers, we're looking at GPS and we're doing all that, and you can veer over, and most tire punctures occur when you get up on the berms of the roads because they do plow some of these. It's going to be really bumpy washboard, but when they plow, they push all the big rocks to the side, and that is where I've seen everybody get their flats, is they ride up on the berm because it's you get out of the washboard and then there's just jagged razor blade rocks up in there. So as bad as it feels, just try to stay centered. There are a couple times you got to kind of get over. And then the last thing, just this is just for peace of mind, who is medically trained? I know Skip and my dad is. Okay, so just so you guys know, if you're having medical issues, these three are kind of, you know, ask her if you got something's not feeling right or whatever, you kind of know who to go to, but that's just more of housekeeping. So you'll see me periodically, like yesterday, get out and I'll stop, and I just want to, I call you guys my ducklings. I know you probably don't like that, but I get out and kind of count, just make sure everybody's there. And then it was really nice because Skip, you tailed everybody yesterday.
Yeah, I'll do the same today.
So if you do that, I know you're last. I'd like to get to the Home Stake Dry Camp by early afternoon again, so we can set up some tents and we can go walk around Lippincott and Cerro Gordo to basically the Home Stake Dry Camp. It does say about a 3.5 hour drive, so it's going to be some time. So we just kind of be prepared for that. And then every morning before we head out, ideally when it's not this freezing, I'd like to do just a quick driver's meeting just for what's on the itinerary for the day. We'll see Badwater, we'll see the 20 Mule Drive, we'll kind of get all that stuff in. But and if we miss something, then we'll just have to come back next year. So, good stuff. Okay, so let me.
As they pass the waiver forms out, I pull out my phone, look at my Whitesand Maps, and track where we need to go. You can see it in red.
Cerro Gordo's gone through a lot of changes over the last 15, 20 years. And we're finally set up with a nonprofit. And we're starting restoration this winter. And luckily, this winter's been pretty mild for us. So we were able to get some stuff done. We're hoping this year to get a lot done. So, and we're gonna open a general store in here for the public. Where you can come up, even if you just swung through the town or something like that, decide you wanna stay. We have provisions here, camp gear, whatever necessities are gonna be needed up here. We should have a water system for the town back online for the first time in 12 years, which is a lot of work and a lot of expense, so that's where our money's been going lately. We get our water from 700 feet straight down in the mountain, down the Belshaw Shaft, which is the main mine up above the dumps up here. We use a hoist that's approximately 140 years old. Cable's about 90, but it's the only water on the mountain. So it comes through about 400 feet of filter rock, and it's potable coming out of the mountain. The bunkhouse down here, that was built in the early 1900s. Built what we call the Gordon House, the two-story house right here. Gordon came up here after our main era of silver and gold and started mining the zinc. In World War I, zinc became a commodity for metallurgy and so forth. This house right behind us here, Mortimer built that in the 1800s, 1860s, late 1860s. And he lived up here in that house for about 12 years. In that time, he acquired most of the mining area around here. The Union Mine is where he started. Once he got that, you see our kitchen and stuff. It used to be basically a commercial grade kitchen we had in there. We used to serve out of there. We're going to put all that back together. I hope you enjoy that. It's a really nice little spot, and it had a lot of work done over the years in it. Down here, little chapel looking building was actually originally Ned Reddy's. The building was used as a shop, storage, you name it after that. Our plans are to go ahead and take it back to Ned Reddy's. Sean Patterson, the owner now, is looking at keeping things original. There used to be a small building up here on the saddle, towards the saddle, that they used to hold services and stuff in.
The tour guide continued on with the history of the mine. You will have to plan a trip to Cerro Gordo Mine to hear the rest of the story. We walked around, took some more pictures. We all decided to have some lunch, where some of us ate at the old restaurant. After touring the Cerro Gordo Mine, we will start our way through Lippincott Mine Road to get to our campsite, the Homestake Dry Camp.
Well, Chris is up there. Whole lot of going in and out of the truck, but nothing moving forward.
As we wait for the convoy to move up the road, Natalia and I are talking about our adventure and how much fun we're having. As we were waiting for the convoy to get up the mountain, we did not know that there was motorcycles trying to get down the mountain. Didn't think that this was a 2-lane road. That's why they have Lippincott Road marked as one of the most dangerous roads. Found it comical that this sign was on top of the road, where I think it should be at the beginning of the road, way back there. As we come into the homestead campsite, we all jockey for positions to find a good camping spot. I get some grub cooking and call it a night.